Hey, this video is for a man or a woman or whoever was in the relationship or whatever had something going on, transpiring between two adults. And I heard something this morning on the radio. And I'm using Will Smith. This is nothing bash against women. There's no bash against men. It's just what it is. It's real. I'm hearing on the radio that Will and Jada filing for divorce, right? At the end of the day, this is just my take on it. But I'm using this relationship as an example. You have to know when it's time to move on. I want y'all to work with me. You have to know when it's time to move on, because if you don't move when you're supposed to move, you will be the one to lose in the end. It was many red flags that Will had that their relationship wouldn't work. Now, some of them he probably indulged in, some of them he probably didn't. And you can't change the game. If you came into the game doing certain things, you got to keep on doing those certain things throughout the whole game. You can't just change. You know what I'm saying? If you meet a woman in a strip club, you can't tell her you don't want her to strip no more once you get with her. If you meet a woman in the club, you can't tell her not to go to the club no more because you met her in the club. That's what I mean, as in certain things you indulge in, well, the way you start is the way you got to finish. Now, I understand a lot of things that this guy is going through. Now, this man has tarnished his image, his character. He's also lost money. Now, will somebody else work with it? I'm pretty sure, but he done had 3 or 4 shows canceled on him. That's more money and income into the household. These people have a certain lifestyle they have to uphold, and it costs money. Just because you made 30 million, 40 million, 60 million, you got to understand, if you're making 40 million, these people got a $30 million lifestyle. So, but look at all the things he lost. He lost himself. He lost his wife. He lost his temper. He lost his character. He lost his dignity. This man lost a lot of things that was riding on his relationship and his marriage, because he would not move when he was supposed to move. Because as men, a lot of the times, if a man loves you, he gonna do whatever it takes to make it work until he just can't do it no more. But in the meantime of you making things, trying to make things work and staying there, if that other person don't want that, you're wasting your time. And I tell this to men, or women, or whoever take this for what it is. Stop wasting your time. If the other person don't want to work and you see they're not working toward it, let them go. It's okay. It'll hurt, but let them go. Because that's something you can't get back. You can get money back. You can get everything back except your time. Once your time is gone, your time is gone. That person that expires that time on that relationship, because it takes two. You can say you want the relationship. The other person can say they don't want the relationship. If either party disagree at some point in time, there's no relationship. No matter how bad you want it, if the other person don't want it, there will be no relationship. So stop trying to force things that God is telling you not going to work. And we fall into that trap because initially going into a situation, you have to know what you're up against. Once you learn that person, if this person got a lot of baggage and a lot of past drama and trauma that's done to them, unforeseen trauma, meaning that there's things that they couldn't control that happened to them or whichever, if that person don't want to change, that person will always use that past as a crutch to keep doing shit that will hurt others. Because they always will have that excuse of how they was raised or what happened to them when they were 13 or 10. I understand you never forget that. But once again, like I say, hurt people hurt people. If that makes sense to you. You can't change a person. A lot of times we go into the situation thinking we can change it or make it better. You can't do that all the time. You can't change a person that don't want to change. I don't care how much counseling you go to, how many people you talk to, or whichever. that person will always paint a picture as a motive to where you was the problem. That's a toxic mindset. These people have different triggers in their mind that trigger them off to boast them back to the past, to make their future and their present what they want it to be. And if you outweigh your welcome, you'll be the one losing in the end. You have to jump ship when you see it's not working. It's hard, it'll be tough, but you gotta let it go. Because once again, the only one that loses in this is you. The person that care. The person that care always lose. Because once you removed, that person is going to go on with their life. It's just going to be another person, another woman or another man jump into that passenger seat. They're going to keep moving. They don't have to reset up. They don't have to find another home. They don't have to do a lot of things because they're already established. You have to move on, and now you have to readjust and readjust your lifestyle or readjust how you operate. Let it go, man. Let it go. At the end of the day, once again, you can't change who a person is. Everybody say trust. Trust is good. But if you say you're a Christian, you trust in God. You don't trust in another man because they're going to let you down every time. Trust a person to be who they are and who they show you they are. Trust their pattern. A person that said they never did anything wrong, if you 40, 50, 60 years old and you done had a lot of women or men in your life and you tell me not no woman or man was good enough for you to be with, or every woman and man that you came in contact with was a bad person, so you had to leave them, that's a person you try to avoid. That's a person you try to avoid because that's a person that has built a world within itself. Their world revolves around what's in their mind. And the mind controls the body. So whatever that person mind tell them on that particular day, or whatever particular situation that transpires, whatever their mind tell them, that's what they're going to believe. They are damaged people. And I tell those people, if you damaged to where you don't want to be repaired or you can't be repaired, stop getting into relationships. Relationships are not for you. Just be single and enjoy life. That way you can have sex with who you want to have sex with, how you want to have it, or whichever. And there's no consequences. That's you. You the only damaged one. Stop bringing other people into your toxic world. That's not right. You have to understand, man. Like I said, people are who they are. Don't trust the person, man. Always believe in them or believe them to be who they showing you they are. And if that's something that you don't want to accept, move on. Because if you wait and you wait and you wait and you wait and that person finally say, I don't want to do this, you stuck. You done invested time, you done invested money, you done invested emotions, you done invested all this shit. And at the end of the day, you've messed up. And guess what they doing? Going to sleep, waking up, going on with their next move. Because they already got in mind what they want to do and who they want to do it with. That's why you was eliminated. You didn't jump ship. You can't be mad at that other person. You can't be mad at that man or that woman for treating you or doing you what they did you. Because you had the common sense. You had the intuition. You had everything you needed. But you got blinded by love. This is the type of person that don't believe in love. They don't believe in relationships or having... That's the person that want to have fun. This is a person that want this make-believe world with this make-believe person. And as soon as they're not getting what they feel they should get, then they out. They want a certain type of love. I don't want the whole hand love. I want the financial love. I don't want the financial love. I want the kiss love. They want love and you giving it to them. It's just not the type of love that they want from you. And you have to understand that and you have to accept that. You have to know when to move. You have to know when to jump ship. And this is a prime example using Will Smith of how when you don't jump ship and do what you're supposed to do, you accept all this disrespect. You accept all this bullshit. You just keep accepting everything because you're blinded by love and you want it to work because you love that person. And the more and more you accept, the more and more that person going to do. Because a person is only going to do what you allow them to do to you. So if they seeing you allowing it, they're going to keep doing it. And it's only going to go further and further and further and further until they just say, nah, I done chewed you up. They're going to spit you out and they're going to keep moving. In the end, you the only one hurt. You the only one suffering. You the only one crying. You the only one can't sleep. You the only one doing all this shit, and guess what? They partying it up. They making plans for the weekend. They making plans for this. They not worried about you. They not worried about how you feel. They not worried about your emotions. You have to take care of you. Stop putting your life in other people's hands. Stop putting your love and your trust in other people. They will fail you every time because they're human. And sometimes that failure has come at the worst moments. You don't know when it's going to come. You don't know how it's going to come. But when it hit, it hit. And it's going to be all your fault. It's going to be something you did back in 1992. It's going to be something that brought this up, which you don't have a case. But they'll bring it up and build another case on you and just keep piling it up until they say you the problem. You got to understand, man, when it's time to go, it's time to go. Let that person be who they are. Let them be great. It'll hurt you. It'll make you feel bad. If you got kids, it's worse on this. It's traumatic on the kids. They not worried about that. They worried about personal happiness. The kids will get over it. As long as I'm happy, as long as I'm straight, I can care less about any other individual. That's a selfish person. And when their mind is not mature or immature, or well, if their mind is not mature, then you got an immature person. And immaturity means being vindictive or being on some get back shit. That's immature mindset. At a certain age, you shouldn't have that mindset. But some people grow tall, some people grow wide, some people grow in financial status, some people grow in their job, but the people don't grow in their brain. Their number says they're 50, but their brain says I'm 18, I'm 13, I'm 14. Look for the red flags, man. When you see the red flag, you address it. Once you see the pattern, get out of there. First sign of disrespect, you address it. Second sign, they don't give a damn. Get out of there. Stop trying to make shit work that the other person that tell you they don't want to work. Because if they were trying and they wanted it to work, y'all would have worked out. Nobody have to try to love anybody. Love is free. Love is easy. You shouldn't have to try to love nobody. If you got to try to love them, that's not the person for you. Think with your mind. Leave your heart to the side, because your heart will leave you wrong every time. Your mind going to tell you no better. Your mind going to tell you right from wrong. Get out your heart. Get out your feelings. Think with your brain. Because at the end of the day, your ass going to be stuck holding the stick. And they gonna be going to live life. Because it's just another day. It's what they're accustomed to doing. They're accustomed to getting somebody, leaving them, and just keep going. So they're in their comfort zone. You the only one lose in the end. Love yourself more. For whatever woman or man is listening to this, love yourself more. You deserve better. Let them tell you you was wrong. If you know you wasn't wrong, let them build a case. Let them tell the story the way they want to tell it, because they need to tell it like that, because it makes them feel better about the actions that they have done or about to do. Let them live the way they need to live. But love yourself more to not be a part of it. Don't let nobody use you. Don't let anybody steal your time. Once your time is stolen, you can't get that back. Let it go. There's somebody else out there for you. But, like I said, this is a prime example of sticking your head out there for a man or a woman and to get chopped off when the benefit is no longer there. Will Smith is a prime example. All this protecting my wife, all this doing this other shit, and she's being hella disrespectful. And he let it ride. And the one time that he stood up for her, he lost everything. Now he lost her. So he has zero now. Guess where she going? On with her life to the next man. This man is traumatized. It's going to take a while. You're going to have to put this man on suicide watch. He lost everything because he put everything on the line for an individual that did not want him or respect him. Learn from this shit. Learn from it. Let today be a new day of a fresh start. God bless.